Hi everyone, I'm Arujan. Welcome to my channel if you're first time here. And I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks that I used throughout my academic experience. I am a sophomore college student. The grades that you see in my thumbnail are from my freshman year. I want to make a disclaimer. If I usually watch some videos on tips on how to study effectively, I adapt and experiment with those tips. So I advise you to do so too. Do those things if you think that those things will work for you. But if it doesn't, it's like fine. The first thing I wanted to talk about is planning. I do plan a lot and I really advise you to plan beforehand every time, like a week ahead. You have math on Friday, right? And you know that you need to do some practice tests on math. So you plan to do it either on Thursday or Wednesday, for example. The day before, I usually look at the list that I have to do. I use a time blocking to plan. If I have classes, I look at my schedule, and where there is free time, I try to use those times to do things in my to-do list. I use Google Calendar and Notion for planning. I recommend you to start with hard tasks every day. Your attention span is good in the beginning of the day and it becomes worse and worse. I feel better if I do those hard tasks and don't do easy tasks if I don't have time. For time blocking, I recommend you to time yourself when you do some tasks. For example, to know how much time do you spend for solving math problems. You know that you spend only 30 minutes, not more. When you start planning next time, you will know that you spend 30 minutes and you will add those, not 1 hour, 30 minutes. It will be efficient. Sometimes you think that you spend less time on something, so you need to make sure to know how much time you spend to efficiently plan your day, because you can underestimate your time. Now, next to a focus section, I wanted to emphasize how space is important for me. Perfect environment for me would be, if it's possible, silent environment or some place where it is not that loud, like library. Some people like to listen to music, right, when they study, and I do listen to music too, but I recommend to listen to music when your task is not that hard. I usually listen to music when I do exercises, problem sets, or math, my statistics class, because I already know the concept that I learned and I just apply it and practicing. In other cases, I don't think you should listen to music. Like reading a heavy textbook or learning new material, cards too. Like I will talk about card later. I feel like my thoughts are being interrupted. It is more efficient and faster when you don't listen to anything and don't watch anything. I put away my phone. If I study at the library, I put my phone in the bag, or if I study at home, I just put it somewhere like far or somewhere where I don't see it, behind laptop screen. If I don't see it, I will forget about it. Don't put your phone up, put your phone down so you don't see a notification, or even better, turn on do not disturb function so that you will not see any notifications at all. I recommend Pomodoro Me app because it shows the time on the screen even if you go on a full screen. Take a nap if you feel unfocused. If you can't even process what you read, it's becoming inefficient to even do it right now. I take a break or I take a nap, maximum for 40 minutes. I might go to sleep and wake up like after 2-3 hours. That's why I make a timer for 40 minutes. I want to recommend this cool Chrome extension that I found. It's for YouTube. I generally also use YouTube for studying, for music when I study. I might get distracted from homepage. It has features like hide your homepage, hide recommended, hide comments, so that you won't scroll, you won't see anything. In exam times, I delete social media. I started practicing it when I was in the last year of high school, when I needed to prepare for unified exam, I focus more without social media. I periodically delete my social media. I get less addicted to that. Although I still have addiction, but it makes me less dependent on social media. The next section is notes. Also, I don't like to write the same thing again from a textbook because I make cards from a textbook. It doesn't feel efficient for me to rewrite things that won't stick in my mind. Instead, I use notebook for organizing my thoughts, because in a book there are like information is scattered all around. There are like a lot of words, and I write it precisely, only the things that I need. Finally, about cards, the magic tool that I use, the app that I use right now is Anki Cards. Before I used Quizlet, but I find that Quizlet doesn't have like a schedule. Everyone talks about forgettiness curve, I forget. Basically, you need to revise information after certain periods, like after 1 day, 3 days, a week, and a month, I think. Anki Cards provides you with that schedule itself. When you start to learn one tech, those cards that you couldn't remember the first time will appear tomorrow, and then after 3 days, a week, and so on. But in Quizlet, you don't have that schedule. Things that you didn't remember from previous lesson doesn't come up again. You might have to make like your own schedule to revise some information if you want to use like forgetfulness curve. If it's possible, I recommend read card out loud. It also applies to textbooks. It's like teaching yourself. I recommend to revise cards 2-3 days before your class. Why you need to study before class, not just before exam, is because you can make the information stick in your memory and use it in practice right away. Like, and the teacher will see how active you are if you answer in the class. And the last portion of advice that I wanted to give you, always remember what type of questions will be on the exam. If there will be no theory questions, why do you need to put so much time on learning and understanding the theory if you need to spend more time on practicing problems and understanding the solutions? Attend review sessions, office hours. It's very important. When I have like a very hard subject, I attend every office hour there is, every review session, because if you don't understand something, you need to ask your teacher, ask your peers. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I tried to make sure that I mention all of the things that I use to achieve high grades, and I hope this video was helpful for you. It's my first time filming sitting video like this, so if you want to see more videos like that, please subscribe and like this video. It still feels awkward to say something like that. I hope I will become more confident in making these videos. So, see you! Окей, очень неловко начать это видео. Okay.